Hey everyone, this video here is me giving tips and tricks to my playstyle, and hopefully some of the tips and tricks can help you improve your game. So I've got a list of tricks, I've got a list of tips that I went through in Playground with a few mates. Shout out to these boys, they helped me out a fair bit. So these days, with the building mechanics and the pyramids coming to play quite a lot, there's a technique that I use to get out of the pyramid before you're even stuck underneath it, because these days, as you see here, obviously most good players these days that you run into will use pyramids, and they'll block you off when you ramp over the top of them. So my counter to that is pretty much sidestepping. As you see here, I'll play the clip again. It's pretty much sidestepping out and building up, so you're automatically getting out from underneath the pyramid. That's one little tip that I use when I'm in fights when I know it's a good player, because most likely always going to try and trap you underneath the pyramid. This was all recorded in Playground, so unfortunately it doesn't have any real-time gameplay commentaries showing what I would do in certain situations, but that could be a future video. But for now, I've just got a few tips that I've got through with Playground with my boys. Okay, the next one is the use of pyramids yourself. So first off, a lot of these tips and tricks may not be for the beginner players, but the pyramids, the roofs, are definitely in the pro scene at the moment. I've seen coming in very handy. Like they're pretty crucial, especially in 1v1s and situations where you'll see every good player is going to be using roofs in their builds. So pretty much the way I went about doing this is bind it to something comfortable. I'll show the clip here of a situation which is good to use a pyramid. Blocks them off. The situation blocks them off and stops them from able to keep pushing. And it's definitely much more efficient in 1v1s. But you do get into build fights in game where you're running up side by side and you want to block them off. So that's what I did there. I blocked him off with the roof, and you can see underneath there he's trapped, and he has to turn around, or he has to edit through, he has to change the way he was going because he's blocked off from my pyramid. And that's another tip there. Due to the Season 5 meta being all about spraying, there's a way, I've changed the way I've adapted. They've also changed turbo building. So if you don't know what turbo building is, it's pretty much you can hold down your trigger and it'll just keep spamming the build. So just gotta find the clip here. Okay. So in situations these days, SMG spraying or drum gun spraying into a wall, as you can see here, I'm just turbo building, just holding it down. And the objective of this is to make sure, hold it down until they run out of ammo, and then you attack. That's the best. I know it's not a crazy tip, and a lot of people probably already know it, but that's one way it's good to drain their ammo before attacking, because then once they're out of ammo on the drum gun, that's your time, that's your chance. That's that one moment where you have to just edit through your wall, jump over the top. That situation is pretty crucial. It's the way you approach. The next tip is knowing the right time to be aggressive, and knowing it's positioning, really. So it's positioning in fights. So pretty much, if you come across two guys fighting in a build fight, or even just two guys fighting on low ground, and there's a hill nearby, positioning is crucial. So instead of running straight into the fight, you'd try to get onto the top of the hill, jump on top of the hill, and pretty much just wait for the fight to finish or knock it out from below. But just keep the high. Okay, so this tip here I have been using quite recently. It is the best way to get down, that I found, the best way to get down from high ground without taking fall damage. Because sometimes someone's shooting at your, as you can see in this situation, someone's shooting at the build off. So you want to get down as quick as you can. I do this by placing a wall and dragging it all the way down, and then following it by a stair. You can even use a floor. So we need to get down quick off a huge build fight so you don't get shot down. Let's find out the quickest way to do that. Sorry if I keep summing things up. I'm trying to record it all in one go, and I'm hoping it works out. So what I want to talk about, bounce pads. There's a lot of different ways you can set bounce pads in this game at the moment. a lot of ways take time. The most effective way, I'm sure a lot of you already know this, is turning around and placing your stair. It stops you from having to rotate your ramps, stops you from having to then rotate them back. I know a lot of people struggle with this because when you try to turn around and place it, sometimes it doesn't place. And that's due to not looking down far enough. So as you can see in this clip here, when I missed it, if you don't look down far enough, it's not going to place. You're going to miss it. So you pretty much have to look straight down after you jump off your stair. You got to pretty much pull your mouse down and look straight at the ground, and then you'll be able to place it. I find that's the most efficient way to place a bounce pad without taking too much time to rotate your ramps or having to spend time turning around, building up, and then putting a jump pad. I'm sure you guys already know this tip, but it's just another one in my books. Okay, when you're in a build fight with someone, knocking down the structure. That's one very important thing. So, as you can see here in this clip, I had my friend Lucas build above me here. But a lot of people do this. They'll build straight up. See, floor, stair, and they'll just keep going up. So pretty much what you do is you knock it out with your pickaxe, and then you start building up yourself to get that high ground. See, just like that, I've already got high ground. The thing is with that, using your pickaxe to hit it out is makes a lot less noise than if you are if you're shooting it down. And when you're shooting it down, everyone thinks obviously you're shooting it out, so they jump down straight away. If you hit with your pickaxe, they might not hear it because they're too high, or they just don't expect it. So that's another tip for in a build fight. If they build off pretty much a very unstable, if they build up carelessly off like one ramp, just go and hit it out with your pickaxe, and then straight away just build up, claim that high ground. So the next tip I have is it's tracking. So in a build fight, which happens quite often these days due to the building just keeps improving, it's tracking your enemy. So once you get high ground, just sit up there, just keep high ground, never give up high ground. That's one important rule. You just want to, if someone's building up like that, you just got to sit there and knock their build down, because instead of building up higher, just knock them down, because then they have to restart. So it wasn't the best gameplay there to show that, but anyway, just keep the high ground, keep tracking your enemy to make sure they're not getting up behind you or sneaking around. And last but not least is a bit of a advanced one. If you're good with using your roofs, similar to the one earlier, it's when someone builds above you, it's trapping them when they're above you. If someone builds above you, I've been trying to practice this a lot lately. So if someone builds above you, you want to let them go straight over your head with a ramp, and then you throw a pyramid, and then you trap them. That's the last tip I have there. So what it is, you build a roof, and then from your roof you connect your walls and your stairs. You connect your walls to trap them in, and the only way to them to get out is to edit through their stairs. But if you build a floor underneath as well, they're stuck in your box, and you have all the power to trap them, even just block them out. They'll have to try and shoot their way out. There's many different ways to get around that. So here are some tips and tricks that I've had, that I thought of. I know there's a lot more tips and tricks out there, and there's definitely going to be more in the future. So if you like this sort of video, just let me know, and I'll be happy to make some more in the future. As for now, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all tonight at the live stream. I'll be starting live streaming tonight at 7:30 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time as normal, probably going through till about midnight, so 4.5 hours at this stage. Can't wait to see you all there, and I hope this video helped you out.